Greetings and salutations, this is Jason Silverain, and today I'll be looking at one of the dying embers of Steam's early access, World of Evo, or at least its demo. Normally I wouldn't record a demo, but I was contacted whilst in hospital by RPG Studios head of game development Jonathan Morgan to playtest World of Evo in its late stage of development. Now, as I've mentioned before, I was very surprised by RPG Studios' choice to contact me. Due to the relatively negative review and playthrough I gave their last big title, Great Empire, and at this time I believe I'm still one of the very few people to have recorded an entire Let's Play of that game. To those of you who haven't seen that playthrough, I'll quickly summarise that the game's quality was terrible. It was worse than many of the free games available in the RPG community. It contained stolen music assets and very poorly altered sprites taken from the community, alongside a poorly written story, bad pacing, and it mostly just used basic assets, so it really is not worth the 39 pence it's been sold for on the Steam store. I suspect RPG Studios simply sent out an email to anyone who had significant activity on their Steam forum due to its generic impersonal format and the failure to reply to any of my inquiries when I explained my hospital situation and asked for further details about the length of the demo. But I am determined to judge World of Evo on its own merits, as it shows considerable improvements over Great Empire in its trailers. Some of this is only skin deep, however, and before I even began the game, I decided to dig deep into the asset folders and the available files. Lessons have been learned, however, by RPG Studios, and building on their previous game, they now protect their sprite assets as was required by several of the asset packs they used, but there's still a potential bit of naughtiness going on with some of the music assets, as there's quite a lot of music in there that hasn't been properly credited. Whilst this time they do have their own soundtrack in the game rather than just a single song and using the default RPG Maker assets, which I commend them for, they also have a lot of music from other sources. A song from Aaron Korg, who's released many songs to the RPG community, and also a lot of tracks from Matthew Pablo, some of them from his collection of music available on opengameart.org, while others seem to be from track samples of his previous work listed on his website. Many of these are listed as CC BY 3.0, which for most of you unfamiliar with copyright, states that while a user is free to share and adapt the music, you need to give appropriate credit, provide a link to the license, and indicate if any changes were made. You can do so in any reasonable manner, but not in any way that suggests that the licensor endorses you or your use of the content. Now, from what I can see, there hasn't been any of this in the game or the opening credits, so again, this counts as stolen assets. I've contacted Matthew Pablo about the situation. Hopefully it'll be resolved by the time the full game is released. But with all this now covered, let's actually get into playing the game, shall we? And from the start, we're giving a choice of full screen or windowed. I'll be playing on windowed for now. There we go. I do like that it's there, so I don't have to hit F1 and jump straight into the options. Let's just see if shrinking OBS will get it out of the way and actually make this run faster, because the intro seems a bit laggy, but it looks very pretty. Definitely different from your average RPG Maker game out there. There we go, it's running a little quicker now. So stop right there. Does anything happen? I'll just wait to go through this. But I am liking the backgrounds. It does look like they've taken screenshots of various models from like Games Workshop and a few 3D models and sort of slapped them together and done a few like filters on them, but it's working. It's all a little hodgepodge, but it's working. And there's your cute game critter there, which is pretty amusing. No options, memories just continue, and the only options I have for sound are on and off at this point. Hopefully when we get into the game I'll be able to turn down the music and sound effects a little bit, because to me they're quite loud, though I am recording them at a slightly lowered level. So hopefully you can hear it all. Oh, slightly different there, but it seems to be a repeat, so let's begin. Fair enough, I respect that, because they're trying to act professional. thank you. God, that's tiny on the window. Wait a second, I wasn't done! I'd only just looked at that. You should have to press a button to go past that. So I got as far as looking at escape and enter as start. I didn't get to see the rest of it. Oh well. No, I don't want to skip the intro. Well, this will be the trailer I've seen, I believe. Now, the artwork is not terrible, but it's not the best I've ever seen. It looks like someone has learned to draw an anime style from those how to draw anime books and developed it a bit from there. This is not an insult, nor is it a particular compliment, it's just an observation. Alright, the animated bubbles do look nice. And their attempt to put their attempt to put movies into this is also a very nice touch. I had a look in the folder and there's about 3-4 movies in there, so I could just look at them, but I decided not to. I didn't want to give myself any spoilers. That's a little cheesy. And also the bubbles are a little excessive at this point. In case of, I think he would have stopped bubbling. Also, how long was he underwater for? He was on a ship and now he's near an island. If he was swept any distance, well, I think an island, or it could have been another boat. Well, our questions will be answered in just a moment. Hopefully it's better than Drake Empire's boat. But yes, overall, quite a nice movie. Reasonable art style. To be expected of a game studio of their level. Okay. Your Highness, we need more time. Not quite good placement on that particular sweat bubble there. Wait a second, he's a military captain? He looks like a peasant. I thought when she said captain, he'd be a ship's captain or something. The gods say nothing wisely. Again, lots of misplacement with the emotion bubbles. It's like they're coming out of the necks. Or where their mouths would be, I guess. Oh, and they're maids, dressed in full suits of armour. I guess they're bodyguards as well. Shaking grass up there. Yes, let's attack the creature that we were initially going to hope for go away. Looks pretty damn harmless, to be honest. I mean, if it's not going to react when you're... Wait, what? Wait, what? It didn't react to them walking past it, so why are you attacking it? Also, they're your bodyguards. They suggested attacking it, and now they're saying suicide and she's on her own? If they go back to wherever they're from without the princess, aren't they going to be essentially executed or thrown in prison? It's like, oh, you abandoned your duty to protect the Royal Highness? Oh, In prison with you, I say! Yes, I would like to look at the controls. Okay, fair enough, at least that's a lot better. However, there is... Wait a minute, it's moving again without me pressing anything! And they've got typos. Guard is spelt wrong. There was a spelling error on the last page as well. Okay. Am I supposed to... Oh, is that the timer? Is there anything I can actually do to alter this? What's S? And there's also a map there. Okay, I do like that line. Come on, actually... You think the icon would disappear once I walked into it? I do like the little critters. I wonder if they actually made those sprites themselves, or if they nicked those assets as well. Okay, that's a little bit, but considering what I found with the music and what happened last time with the sprites in Dre Empire, where they were someone else's sprites that had been altered slightly. Oh, oh, this one's joining as well. How do I run away? Defeated. Great. Game over within the first few seconds. That's poor design. That's quite poor design right there. Was that a save point? Yes, it was. Yeah, the combat system looks pretty, but it's not very intuitive. It's quite fast-paced. I mean, so if I attack this one over here... Yeah, I've just got the one. See, I don't have the chance to look through my abilities. Most games with a action system like this, like Grandia, it pauses whilst you're picking your options, where this one, it doesn't. So, I don't have the chance to explore my options, to have a look at the character, to actually adjust. It's very, very fast-paced, and I really don't like that. Menu system... That's awkward to see with the big white moving background. File save, game end. So it's very visually busy, which is not grand. Yeah, all this moving background. Now, I can't really read that text very well. It'd be impossible to read on that background. Oh, why is that down? She was just crowned, just as capitalized for some reason, Princess of Karakuka-san. Karakura-san? I don't know how to pronounce her. She is a strong-willed woman. Oh, sorry, woman. Ugh. As I said, it's a bit hard to read the scrolling text. You guys might not have that issue, but because I'm playing windowed, it's a little small. Equipment. Yes, and that down doesn't... There's nothing explained. Skills. I have healing magic, which is absolutely useless when everything goes too quickly for me to actually react to it. So I've got to go the other way. Difference between running and walking is very slight, hardly anything. And the very first combat you put there is quite difficult. This is just... Why would you do this to a new player to your game? Also, they do so much damage. I get one attack, maybe two attacks, and then I die. Yeah, I don't even want to attack them. They just... I've not quite discovered the aggro range. So let's Try getting round them again. Much better. I can't say I particularly like this so much, because it looks like they've taken pictures of real trees or drawn trees and just pasted them onto the background. They look like cutouts, and it's very obviously looking like cutouts. It's a unique art style, and that's a unique way to deal with the stairs, but it's like the lighting effects there, quite nice, but you've got all these cardboard cutout trees and stuff that look weird. Is that like pictures of actual cities or something, or 3D models they've pasted onto that? It's just, the whole look of it is very quirky. I thought he was underwater. How was he calling for help? It's... Oh, that was something else talking right there. How do you know he's an outlander? You've just found him in the water. Also, his outfit doesn't really match what he's wearing in that artwork. Wait, didn't we already have a "you can understand me" phrase? I'm going to have to look back at the video for that, because I think you already said, "Oh, you can understand me." Also, his name's Blade. Really? Okay, maybe I've got someone who can fight. So we're going to save. No, actually, no, I should have grabbed that chest first. I'm going to go grab the chest. I'm guessing S is money. And just before I end this particular video, I'm going to just quickly go over what World of Evo is supposed to boast. Now, they've said they've got an all custom battle system. That's pretty obvious. It says it's got at least 20 hours of gameplay. Now, that's a little dubious. I think that depends on how long it takes you. Stunning graphics. That's already out the window. There's mini games, go dig in the desert, or play triad cards. Now, their last lot of mini games were hit and miss. They were alright. There's an all custom animated menu system. I already found I've got a dislike for it because I don't like the moving backgrounds. It makes the menus hard to navigate and read. And the soundtrack is quite nice. I will say this, I cannot fault the music. The choice of music for these areas, quite good. And I'm going to leave this beginning bit here. We've sort of gone into it just a little bit. And I'll explore this more, and hopefully I can get a few levels or something to just see how level progression goes.